A very good evening to you all. You're joining us on Prime TV News. I'm Dilani Jayatilaka. Let's have a look at the headlines first. Extreme weather impacts livelihoods. President instructs to take immediate action to prioritize education as assured in the policy statement. UNP decides to make Sajid Premadasa the opposition leader. 10-point action plan submitted to the cabinet to develop the country. Winter storms ravage across the United States. Now for news in detail. The Department of Meteorology has said that heavy rain can be experienced in many areas after 1 p.m. today. The Met Department mentioned that temporary strong winds and lightning may occur during the showers. Meteorologist on duty Shanika Pumali Disanayaka said that showers or thunder showers will occur at times in northern, north central, eastern, Uva and central provinces and in Hambantota district. Showers or thunder showers will occur elsewhere after 1 p.m. Showers may occur in northwestern province during the morning too. Heavy showers about 100 millimeters are likely at some places in Jaffna, Kilinochchi, Mullaitivu, Mana, Vaunia, Anuradhapura, Polonnaruwa, Trincomalee, Batticaloa, Ampara, Nuwara Eliya, Badulla and Monaragala districts. Fairly heavy showers, about 75 to 100 millimeters, are likely at some places in Sabaragamuwa, southern and western provinces, Galle, Mathara, Hambantota, Kagalla, Ratnapura, Gampaha, Kaluthara and Colombo districts and in Matale and Kandy districts. Fairly strong gusty winds up to 50 kilometers per hour can be expected over the island, particularly in northern, north central, northwestern, central and Uva provinces. The public are requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. The operation of trains on the upcountry track has been limited only up to Diatalava following a major landslide. A major earth mound has fallen on the rail track at the Obodaella 159th milepost located between Bandaravela and Diatalava. The incident has happened last night. As a result, trains operating on the upcountry track from Colombo to Badulla are running only up to the Diatalava railway station. The height of the earth mound is around 100 feet and 150 feet wide. As such, it is believed that it would take about several days for its clearance. However, the removal process is not in progress. Thousands of acres of paddy lands have gone underwater in the Polonnaruwa district. Our correspondents reported that the water level of the Mahavali River has risen to 18 feet. Assistant Director of the Polonnaruwa District Management Unit, Upulna Nayakara, said that the water level of the Mahavali River in the Manampitiya area has risen up to 18 feet. He requested the people living on either side of the river to be cautious. Officials concerned said that the people struck by the disaster in the Batticaloa district are being provided with cooked meals and other facilities. A discussion for the further granting of relief to them was held under the patronage of District Secretary Manikam Udayakumar and Parliamentarian S. Vyalendran. The displaced are housed in several camps. It is reported that many low-lying areas in the Vaunia district are inundated. The most affected are the Nadunkarni, Settikulam, Vaunia and Vaunia South Divisional Secretariat divisions. In the meantime, the Disaster Management Centre announced that red notices have been issued for several areas due to the adverse weather conditions. The centre called on the people to be on alert on the warnings issued. Assistant Director of the Disaster Management Centre, Pradeep Kodipilli, said that 14,164 persons of 4,153 families have been affected by the adverse weather. 6 houses have been completely destroyed. The extreme weather has reportedly damaged 859 houses. The number of safety places has been increased to 29. 3,149 persons of 946 families have been placed in temporary relief camps. The sluice gates of Rajanganaya, Udawalawa, Ulhitiya, Tabboa, Angamuwa, Deduruwa, Ibbankatuwa, Kalawaya, Lunugambehera reservoirs have been opened. The assistant director has warned the residents of low-lying areas to be cautious. The warning issued by the National Building Research Organisation is still effective in Nuwara Eliya, Ratnapura and Badulla districts. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has said that measures should be taken to accelerate the development of the education sector as a priority. The president made this statement participating at a meeting held at the Presidential Secretariat. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa had a special discussion at the Presidential Secretariat with education and higher education ministers as well as institutional officials. The president drew his attention to rapid changes in many aspects of the education sector. President Rajapaksa stressed the need for an education system that would enable the younger generation of the world to have access to a technology-driven global economy. The president emphasized at this meeting that the examination-centered education system should be set up so that the burden placed on the children is eliminated. It was also explained the importance of focusing on the needs of the country as well as the international level syllabus and curriculum. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa also stressed the importance of politicians to make decisions regarding education beyond politics. The president said that speedy measures should be taken to train the unemployed graduates to suit the vacancies available in institutions. Steps had to be taken for the immediate enrollment of students who had passed the advanced level examination last year. The discussion focused attention on establishing diploma courses within the university system to produce the workforce needed by the country in the short term. Action should be taken to establish teacher science colleges and hotel schools targeting the job market. He pointed out the importance of using the Batticaloa University as a national resource to be integrated into the national university system. He mentioned that the time has come to formulate courses considering the needs of the country. Many other topics were also discussed. Ministers Bandula Gunawardena, Dallas Alaha Peruma and State Minister Ranjit Siyambala Pittiya were among those present. Ambassadors of the Middle East in Sri Lanka met Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa at Temple Trees. Ambassadors from countries representing the Middle East Ambassadors Forum in Sri Lanka took part in the meeting. The ambassadors ensured that they will continue to support the new government. The Middle Eastern diplomats also offered their support in all cultural aspects. Ambassadors from Oman, Palestine, Egypt, Kuwait, Libya, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates were present at the discussion with Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. Maldivian Foreign Minister Abdullah Sahid called on the Prime Minister. Maldivian Ambassador of Sri Lanka Omar Abdul Razak was also present at the meeting at Temple Trees. The United National Party has informed Speaker Karu Jayasuriya of its decision to nominate UNP Deputy Leader Sajith Premadasa as the opposition leader. The decision had been conveyed to the Speaker through a letter sent by UNP General Secretary Akila Viraj Karyavasam today. The UNP parliamentary group, which convened under its leader Ranil Wickremesinghe this afternoon, nominated Premadasa to the vacant post. The post of opposition leader had fallen vacant after Mahinda Rajapaksa was sworn in as Prime Minister following his brother Gotabaya's victory at the presidential poll. A 10-point action plan submitted to the Cabinet by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa to develop the country has received the nod of the Cabinet. Minister Bandula Gunawardena expressed views in this respect at the media briefing today to inform Cabinet decisions. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said the plan to rebuild the nation is already underway. An efficient citizen, a happy family, a decent society and a prosperous nation will be created under the 10-point action plan. The minister said national policy framework is guaranteed to set vision into action. The minister told the news briefing that it is not necessary to secure permits only for the transport of sand, rocks and soil. The minister highlighted that the laws regarding the mining of sand have not been repealed or weakened. The minister said the final decision regarding the transportation of sand will be taken at the next cabinet meeting after a thorough analysis of the after effects. Minister Bandula Gunawardena also expressed views with respect to the recruitment of teachers for training in education. He said that Education Minister Dallas Perumal has proposed to the Cabinet to upgrade all national colleges of education to the status of universities. The students will be educated under a 4-year degree program, which is inclusive of a vocational training. The Higher Education Minister noted that it is a progressive step to create trained graduates who will be more fit to their role as educators of the youth. Defence Secretary retired Major General Kamal Gunaratne has said that the people should not have any fear with regard to security during the festival. He made this reference joining in a function held at the Police Field Force headquarters. The handing of 180 motorcycles for officers on duty in environment police units took place at the Police Field Force headquarters. The event was held under the patronage of Minister Chamal Rajapaksa and Defence Secretary retired Major General Kamal Gunaratne. The Chinese government contributed to this task, pending $75 million. Defence Secretary retired Major General Kamal Gunaratne assured that no problems will arise with respect to security. The Tri-Forces and the police are working cautiously. Many will be participating in functions. As such, as a government, the military and the police, they are vested with a major responsibility to ensure the security of everyone and are dedicated to fulfill their duties. Expressing his views on the occasion, Minister Chamal Rajapaksa said that police were receiving the support of many factions to move forward along with the new technology. Chamal Rajapaksa said that the Chinese ambassador assured to meet the other needs of the police in the future. He said that China would provide the new technology needed for the police to engage in their duties. Motorcycles will be provided for all needs of the police. He pointed out that the media unit will be reorganized as one media unit for the police and the military. Employees of the Pogoda textile factory were awarded compensation after 19 years. About 2,300 workers were serving in the government-owned Pogoda factory at the time of its closure. The Finance Ministry decided to pay their salary arrears. Accordingly, the payment of the related compensation took place recently at the auditorium of the Dompe Divisional Secretariat. Noteworthy was the participation of officials other than any political representatives. The workers expressed their appreciation to the government for the awarding of compensation to them after several years. The government has taken initiatives to increase the tax for cigarettes. Accordingly, the tax will be increased from 1 rupee and 60 cents to 6 rupees and 15 cents, depending on the length of the cigarettes. It will be effective from the 1st of this month. Treasury has issued a notice in this regard under the excise regulations. The government has increased the cigarette tax in proportion to the reduction of the value-added tax and nation-building tax. However, the Ceylon Tobacco Company said that there would be no price increase in the cigarettes. The government recently took a decision to reduce VAT from 15% to 8% and also withdraw the nation-building tax for local goods. Several state ministers assumed office today. State Minister for Youth Affairs Duminda Dissanayake assumed duties at the ministry located at the World Trade Center. Several ministers and parliamentarians joined in the occasion. State Minister for Human Rights and Legal Reforms Mohan P. De Silva took over his duties amidst the blessings of the Mahasangha. Several ministers and parliamentarians joined in the occasion. New Governor of the North Central Province, Professor Tissa Vitarana, has assumed duties in his post. Professor Tissa Vitarana assumed office amidst religious observances after a police guard of honor. The Education Minister has called for a report on certain letters allegedly issued by the Education Ministry to enroll students in violation of election laws. The Education Ministry said that 427 letters were issued between October 7th and November 26th during the previous government in the run-up to the presidential poll. Preliminary inquiries have shown that the signatures of certain ministry secretaries had been forged in the letters. Accordingly, Education Minister Dallas Perumal has instructed a ministerial-level investigative panel to submit a report in this regard within 3 weeks. 64 persons who were arrested on charges of receiving training with Mohammed Saharan have been further remanded. These suspects were re-remanded after being produced in the Batticaloa Magistrates Court. They were further remanded until the 12th of this month. They are accused of receiving training at the Nuwara Eliya training camp of the National Tawheed Jamaat organization. They were apprehended following the investigations mooted after the Easter Sunday attacks. State Minister Anura Priyadarshana has said that the Cost of Living Committee is expected to meet and arrive at a solution to the rice problem. There is a certain shortage in the Nadu and white raw rice. As such, the prices of these varieties have increased. It is reported that certain traders have increased the price of rice at their own wish. Following the non-arrival of sufficient rice stocks to the market, milling of paddy stocks in warehouses of the Paddy Marketing Board throughout the island has commenced as an initiative of preventing a price hike. Officials said that the price of this commodity will come down when these rice stocks reach the market. Young people who have come forward voluntarily to beautify their country are receiving the blessings from all sections of society. These groups who undertake wall paintings by the sides of the road to live in a beautiful country have no ethnic or religious differences. In most parts of the country, many paintings are being successfully carried out these days in parapet walls and flyovers. Many young men and women have voluntarily come forward to undertake this task. Some who are not talented in drawing pictures are assisting and supporting the skilled artists. Pavement hawkers who are earning a mere income are encouraging the painters, providing them with a packet of grams. Such an instance was reported from the Gampaha area. The dedication of these youngsters who are painting parapet walls in the Kandy area should be lauded. Even the Buddhist monks are contributing to this task voluntarily. It is also noteworthy that young Muslim men and women, putting aside caste and religious differences, are also contributing their task to these paintings. The highest export and re-export of vehicles from the Hambantota harbour during this year has been reported during the last 5 days. 14,311 had been re-exported and exported from the Hambantota harbour from the 1st of this month up to today. Port officials said that 5 ships have arrived at the port for this purpose. 3 ships had arrived from Mumbai, each bringing 337, 1,055 and 5,896 vehicles respectively for export and re-export purposes. The number of vehicles brought by the Leo Leader vessel from Singapore was 1,462. A ship that had come from Chennai had brought 3,561 vehicles for export and re-export purposes. Up next is Biz News. Sri Lanka has decided to reduce the registration and renewal fees charged for citizens departing for employment overseas. Under the new government's economic policies, the President has instructed the lower tax rates on goods and services be implemented immediately. Therefore, the Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment registration fees and renewal fees for Sri Lankans working abroad have been revised. Under the new tax regime, an individual must pay 16,416 rupees to register for foreign employment against 17,837 rupees earlier. Renewal fees have been revised to 3,456 rupees from 3,755 rupees earlier. The new rates are effective from the 1st of this month. That's all we have for you today. Prime News returns tomorrow. And in the meantime, make www.itnnews.lk your go-to source for the very latest in news at home and overseas. Have a pleasant week. Good night.